Hello, my name's Greg Egan, and today I'm going to talk about an important topic. I'm going to talk about some of the causes and symptoms of stress. Now, some of these are just going to be examples, and of course, there's going to be many more causes and many more symptoms that could come out as a result of suffering from stress in our day to day lives. To start with, let's look at some of the causes of stress. Now, they can be quite varied. They can be major life changes, from finishing school to changing jobs, to moving houses, to retirement, to getting married. Those sorts of life changes, even if they are positive ones, can cause us significant stress in our lives. Like for those that have been through a marriage, you think about it, planning for that marriage causes a lot of stress. Other causes of stress could be just day-to-day relationship issues, parenting kids. It could be our work stress. It could be getting stressed that we're not actually doing enough to relax, such as getting out doing our exercise and stuff like that. The causes of stress can be so varied, from environmental, which are some of the things I've mentioned, to biological, even health issues, such as getting sick can cause us stress. Recovering from a work injury can cause stress. There's many other causes of stresses out there, and it's very important for us to be able to identify these causes of stress within our lives. Now let's start to break it down. What are some of the symptoms of stress? To start with, I'm just going to refer to some of my notes here, and there's psychological symptoms of stress. There's physical symptoms of stress. And there's also behaviours that come out as some of our symptoms of stress. And to look at some of the impacts of stress, let's look at the psychological impacts first of stress. And in looking at this, there could be things like increased symptoms of our mental health conditions, such as depression, such as anxiety. When you're under a lot of stress and under a lot of pressure, if you have got a diagnosis of depression, anxiety, or other mental health conditions, it can actually make them worse and put you under even more pressure. Other things could be increased irritability, becoming quite moody, becoming very snappy, becoming more emotional. Other things could be lower interest in things like work, going out with friends, our hobbies, our interests. They could be all symptoms of stress. And it could also be loss of interest in things like intimacy with your partner. And they're just some of the basic psychological symptoms, and there's a lot more out there. And other ones could be like overthinking as well, which causes increased stress. Some of our physical signs of stress could be insomnia. It could be weakened immune system, which sometimes makes us more vulnerable to becoming sick. We could get things like heartburn. When we're under a lot of stress, we could find ourselves sweating more, starting to breathe more intensively. We could get more tense in our body physically when we're under a lot of stress. And because the stress actually builds up in your physical body. We could also get increased heart rates, higher blood pressure, headaches, fatigue. All these sorts of things are just some of the examples of physical stress, some of the physical signs. Behaviours. We could pick up bad behaviours when we're stressed. Some of these bad behaviours could be increased substance use, like increasing drinking, increasing smoking, increasing illicit drug use, things like that. Some of those unhealthy habits may actually increase. We may actually also find behaviourally we start avoiding people. We stop doing exercise. We stop doing the fun things that actually help us relieve our stress. And we could have increased issues in our relationships, increased arguments at home. We could shut down. We could start avoiding people. There is many other sorts of symptoms of stress that can actually come out. And these are just some of the examples. If you have any further comments to add on this video, please add them below in the comments, and I'll be interested to hear them. Because some of these psychological, some of these physical, and some of these behavioural symptoms are just examples. Okay, thank you for listening. And if you like these videos, please subscribe as I develop more videos and move forward with bringing more interesting content. Okay, thank you.